Hello, I'm a guy that's been talking about 80s music, and today I want to get into some old school hip hop. I want to get into some breakdancing music. I'm talking about Newcleus and Jam on It. Jam on it, jam on it, jam on it, jam all around and upside down. Keep it jamming to the funky sound. Jam on it. Yeah, I can't believe I remember all that. I discovered that the other day that I can remember that, even though I hadn't heard the song in 30 years or however long it's been. Yeah, it was done by a group called Newcleus, not Nucleus in You. That's something you learn about in science class. Uh, this is a Nucleus NEW. The song never became a top 40 song. I don't think I ever heard it on the radio that I can remember, but I can remember it being a part of a compilation tape. It was called Electric Breakdance. It was one of those collection albums like what K-Tel Records used to do, and it had songs on it like Run DMC, That's the Way It Is, Hoo, and Grandmaster Flash, White Lines, Ding, 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 a Ding, a Ding. Had a Houdini song on it. It had a song called Electric Kingdom, Come To. Yeah, a kid on my school bus used to bring that tape and we'd listen to it on the bus. And Nucleus also had it on an album called Jam on Revenge. I was listened to like a little bit of it and read a little bit about it. And I think the album was meant to have a story to it, like a science fiction story. You know, the cover showed the group on some kind of flying craft done in comic book style art. And I guess the story is about some musicians that lived in a galaxy far, far away. And they were from a place where dancing was illegal. I guess like that town on Footloose. And so the musicians travel through space and come to Earth. I guess like Ziggy Stardust or the Purple People Eater or something. And there are these high-pitched voices on the record. They sound like Alvin and the Chipmunks or the Purple People Eater or something like that. And I assume they were supposed to be like little Martians. That's what I always thought. And they'd sing Wiki Wiki. What's Wiki Wiki? I don't know. I just assumed that Wiki Wiki is from the Martian language. It means something in Martian. And I watched that video for the first time. They have these like three boys, breakdancing and then lip syncing to that part. I'm like, that just ruined the image for me. It's supposed to be like these little green Martians, I always assumed. Anyway, there's a part in the song about Superman. I guess Nucleus, in the story, Nucleus is out DJing somewhere, and Superman comes along, and as it turns out, Superman is a DJ too. And so Nucleus and Superman have some kind of DJ battle. Who wins? Well, Nucleus wins because, it's their song. Of course, me being the Superman fan that I am, I have some issues with some of their lyrics. Like, no, Superman would never act that way, okay? Anyway, but this song inspired me to write my own rap song back in the 7th grade. I figured if Nucleus can rap about meeting Superman, I can rap about meeting Power Man. I was talking before about how I was a big, fan of Marvel Comics, and for a while my favorite comic book was Power Man and Iron Fist. Power Man was his name at the time. He was called Luke Cage, and then Power Man, and then now I think he's just called simply Cage. And his partner was Iron Fist, a kung fu fighter superhero, and I loved that comic. So I wrote a rap about meeting them, and Power Man danced, but he was such a big, heavy guy that when he was grooving, the earth started moving, and he was dancing all around, leaving cracks in the ground. Yeah, I wrote my own rap song when I was in the 7th grade. Anyway, like I said, Jam on It. It never became a top 40 song. It never became a radio hit or an MTV hit or anything like that. But it was a big hit on my school bus. Jam on it, jam on it, jam on it. So anyway, this has just been me having some fun talking about 80s music. And someday I want to talk about that White Line song, especially since Duran Duran did a cover of it. But that's for another day. I got to get ready for work. Doom, 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 doom. Wiki, wiki, wiki.